It is a known fact that Porsche's foray into the SUV space saved the company. Had it not been for the Cayenne, the German automobile giant that we know as the maker of some of the most amazing driver's cars would have folded completely. So the Cayenne saved it, and the Macan extended the SUV portfolio for Porsche to appeal to a wider set of the ever-growing SUV customer base. And this is the latest update to the Macan. Porsche has been praised for the timeless and all the balanced styling cues in all its cars since forever. But it has also been criticized for keeping the family look a bit too similar across all the products. But all said and done, the Macan does look very smart, and one big splash of change is the light bar that runs at the rear. It looks absolutely fantastic and carries on the look from the other Porsche cars. All Porsches give a sense of specialness, but it is not due to anything fancy or outlandishly futuristic. It is more because of the feeling of solidity that you sense and feel in a Porsche, and that is what you get when you sit in the Macan as well. Even though the Macan is the baby SUV for Porsche, it is still a Porsche, and you can feel it in every pore of its physical existence. The cabin is not even remotely as dramatic as the new age cars from most of the other manufacturers. Like, for example, Audi is doing some fantastic cabin jobs, so is Mercedes-Benz. But Porsche, this cabin is not like that. But there is this defined sense of purpose to this car. It is strange how we used to make fun of Porsches in the past, comparing it to a Vertu phone for the very many buttons right here in the center console. But now, in a world that is dominated by huge screens, having proper physical buttons for all the controls is just extremely satisfying. You have to struggle with the screens because all your menus and sub-menus are hidden beyond your touch input. But over here, these buttons, it's just such a joy. And this cabin is also very solidly built. Porsche gives special attention to the fit and finish of the cabins, and it shows here. There is not even a slight squeak in the cabin, despite the ride being fairly compromising, but we will get to that later. What does really bother your mind is the lack of some very basic things. And it is especially alarming over here because this is a Porsche and you expect it to be properly luxurious while also being properly sporty. But the Macan kind of disappoints in a couple of very crucial areas. The power adjustment is only for the driver's seat, and the steering adjustment is through the very basic affair of working a lever. And that in a Porsche feels like you're doing manual labor. But then the analog person inside me appreciates it for the purity of purpose and simplicity. But again, that's just me, and I'm a proper Porsche fan. So on all logical levels, however, having these manual controls is just not right for this car. I'm not really a fan of this black and beige interior treatment. I associate Porsches with black and deep red interior. So yeah, this is not all that special. And if you really want to spec your Macan in the kind of interior that you want, you will have to pay a whole lot of money, because when you start taking the options, it is an endless cave and you are going to spend a lot of money. I will list some of the things so that you understand just how much these options cost over the standard car. If you want your Macan to come with the 18-inch Macan S wheels, it is going to be 90,000 rupees more. The Macan that we are driving is the standard Macan, it is not even the S. but there is an option of going on 18 and 19-inch wheels. So the standard 18-inch rims, they are just ordinary. If you want the Macan S wheels, you will have to spend 90,000 rupees more. If you want the 19-inch sport wheels, 2.46 lakh. And if you want 20-inch turbo wheels, then it is 6 lakh rupees. And the 21-inch top spec rims are going to set you back by 7.81 lakh rupees. You want red upholstery? That is a very cool, almost 6 lakh rupees, 5.92 to be exact. That's just mind-boggling. And then there are some other things like 14-way power adjustable seats is a 2.42 lakh rupee option. 18-way adaptive sport seats is a 2.93 lakh rupee option. And then the most bizarre things. If you want the Porsche logo and model designation in black, you will have to shell out 76,000 rupees. You want the Bose sound system, it is 1.93 lakh. The Burmester system is 7.8 lakh rupee option. That's insane. And then you don't even have Apple CarPlay as standard. You will have to pay 49,000 rupees for Apple CarPlay. I'd gone to the Porsche website and I was trying to spec my Macan. I had skipped several items, and yet the Macan, without really going completely outlandish on options, ended up being 1.04 crores. Yours could end up being a lot more. And that is really the issue, because this is not a big SUV. It is maybe as spacious as, say, the BMW X1, if that. I don't think it is even that. But these seats, they are absolutely fantastic. They hold you delightfully in place, and the cushioning is fantastic, and doing long journeys in the Macan is going to be an absolute breeze. And talking of doing long journeys, that's really what the Macan feels like it's been built for. As I said, this is the base Macan that we're driving. So you get an inline 4-cylinder engine. It's 2 liters in capacity and develops about 245 bhp and 370 Newton meter, which is not bad. But an inline 4-cylinder in a Porsche, it just does not sound right. And you want a 6-cylinder engine over here. So then you will have to go with the Macan S, which is a 3-liter V6. And then there is also a Macan Turbo. But do you really need all that thrust, all that power? Not really, because the S is going to solve almost all the needs that you have from this car. But it's always good to have more horsepower. So yeah, go for the Turbo if you can. But even this 2-liter engine is quite linear and very predictable in the way it behaves, and the 7-speed PDK is absolutely delightful. The only downside is that it does feel a little jerky and makes you feel every shift under hard acceleration. But this car is not as much about the engine performance as it is about dancing on the road. And that is when you realize why Porsche is considered to be the maker of the finest driving machines. It comes fitted with air suspension, so you can jack it up, and there is an off-road mode as well. It kind of alters the response from the gearbox, the throttle, the differential, and it also raises it up quite substantially. But it is not really about going off-road in the Macan. It is all about going hard around bends. The Macan technically sits on the older Q5 platform, but the way Porsche has worked on it to deliver a madly different driving experience is insane. This drives nothing like the older Q5. The directional movements are absolutely immediate, the load shifts are beautifully controlled, and yeah, sure, because of the high riding stance, it does tip into corners with some lean, but it is still one of the best SUV/crossover kind of driving experiences at the moment. The steering wheel, it is delightful. It is the right diameter, it is the right size, the rim thickness is beautiful, it feels very good in your hands, it is magnificently communicative, and the Macan also gets Porsche's active suspension and stability management, and this is the main exhibit, this dial over here on the steering wheel. It is a drive mode controller and it has a beautiful feel when you turn it to get into sport or sport plus mode, and the Macan really starts to come into its proper Porsche elements. It is really a very rewarding experience. So if you have 1 crore of rupees and some loose change lying around, if you want a good, plush, opulent and magnanimous SUV, do not buy the Macan. But if you want a sporty and compact and fabulously engineered and immensely fun SUV, which has a great badge as well, this is very hard to beat.